up, guys? I wanted to talk to you about a new rule or a new policy that eBay has rolled out in the past month, and it's very beneficial to sellers. For the first time ever, maybe, that eBay has made a rule that's more beneficial to sellers than buyers. But we could talk about all the reasons why they decided to do this, but I think it's pretty obvious once I kind of break it down. And so we're talking about getting top-rated status on certain items, and the quickest way to do top-rated status is to hit all of your shipping windows, of course, offer 0 or 1 day handling time, nothing longer than that, free shipping on all orders, and then, of course, seller paid returns. And seller paid returns is where most people get hung up, right? Because you're sitting there thinking, well, seller paid returns, and this is how I thought when I first started on eBay as well. But since switching, I've realized that it's much, much better to do it this way. So when you think about seller paid returns, you think, well, this is going to eat me alive. There are so many people that manipulate the return policy that when it all boils down to it, like, everyone's just going to return all my stuff on buyer's remorse. And so it's remorse returns that offering seller paid returns is basically opening up. And that's what eBay wants you to offer. They want you to offer those buyer's remorse type returns, the ones that buyers feel compelled to lie about right now. And that's why all of the policies on eBay kind of don't side with the seller when they do it another way. And you'll notice, like, all the INAD returns end up favoring the buyer, even if they completely scam you. And the reason is because they want to push all of their sellers towards doing it the way I'm talking about, which is offering free shipping, free seller paid returns, and hitting all the windows and stuff. And the reason this is beneficial to you as a seller is because it gives you the ability to then control the return amount, or the refund amount, whenever you get the item back, which is a huge thing, because this basically lets you control the transaction if the person ends up being a scammer that sends you back something that's not in the condition that you received, etc. But the big announcement that I've failed to tell you about to this point in the video is that for sports cards and memorabilia, this policy is no longer going to be in effect. And the free shipping part of it will, but you no longer have to offer seller paid returns on sports cards and memorabilia. And the reason for that is because people were abusing, like, go figure, right? People were abusing this policy as well to the degree of, if you sold something, and I'm going to use this example because I saw it happen with my own eyes. Say you sold something on January 1st, and you sold an Andrew Luck jersey or an Andrew Luck sports card that had a certain value, and then within the 30 days that the buyer has to decide that they didn't want that item, Andrew Luck retired, right? And so nobody wanted his stuff anymore. And so instead of the buyer who had bought the card 29 days ago, just saying, dang, I bought something of a guy that retired, he said, no, I'm going to use the eBay return policy and return this item on a buyer's remorse 29 days later, and the seller has to get stuck with the loss of value on the item because it was still within the return window. And so people are doing this with sports cards over and over again, realizing that the price tanks, returning the item 29 days later, sticking the seller with the loss of value, when really it should be the buyer who already committed to buying it for a price that was earlier said, that should really get stuck with it. And as a sports card seller, you know that you're trying to sell in those windows when the price is the highest. So it's almost guaranteed, if you're doing things the correct way, that the price is going to be lower within 29 days. Well, maybe not on all products, but if you're doing it the right way, there's a really good chance that the price will be lower in the near future, because that's why you're doing it, right? You're recognizing the opportunity to sell at a high. That's what the whole selling of sports cards is about, right? Or, I mean, if you're not collecting it or selling for profit, that's what it's all about. So this eBay policy is awesome. I love it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just offer free shipping, no more seller paid returns. I'm going to still be able to control the refund amount if the buyer for some reason dinged the card or something else happened. And so it really eliminates all of the possibilities of a buyer manipulating and frauding the return, whether that be saying that the item didn't come as described. You're going to see a lot of those cases go to the wayside because they won't need to do that anymore. Well, they might still do that, actually, I should say, if they're really trying to get the runaround and get your card back to you. But the main thing there is that you'll still be able to control all of the refund action on that without having used seller paid returns. And so that's going to really benefit you if they do fraud you, right? And so I like having that kind of control because I'm an honest seller that would never sell something that isn't as described. But if for some reason it got hurt on the way or things changed, it broke within 10 days or something, and it's an honest thing that happened, I would absolutely honor the refund and honor the return and give the refund, right? Because I'm trying to run a legitimate business here where I don't rip people off. So that's kind of like, I like having that control, but I understand that there's a lot of sellers out there that have ruined it for us good sellers. And so that's why they have to do things the way they do. But the moral of the story is, on sports cards and memorabilia now, you do not have to offer seller paid returns in order to get that top rated status on the item. You can still control the refund amount when it comes back to you, and you don't have to worry about honoring those super late, annoying, the price has tanked on this item, so I'm just going to return it, get my money back, and buy a cheaper one type returns. And I think that's awesome. I think it's a really awesome thing for eBay to do. And not very often do I come on a video and praise eBay for something that their management has decided to do, but this is one of their best policy changes that they've ever had, and I'm super happy about it, and I'm super excited to tell you guys about it. So hopefully going forward, you can use this to your advantage and know that you don't have to do those things. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. Hopefully it shed some knowledge on you that you didn't previously have, that'll help you sell on eBay going forward and have a little bit more of a successful transaction rate with less returns and all of the above. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the page, because I'm always talking about flipping, trading stocks or sports cards, all of the things that I'm into. I try to bring value to you and help you make the kind of money that I make off of them. And hopefully in turn, it'll help keep my mind filled with ideas to keep growing as well and helping other people. But go ahead and like the video. If you like the video, go ahead and comment why you're excited about this policy change. Share the video with a friend. And as I said, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But in the meantime, keep on flipping.